Hello friends, in this video I'm going to discuss one more result which can be proved by using Fermat's theorem. Let us come to the statement of the result first. If P and Q are distinct primes with A power P is congruent to A modulo Q and A power Q is congruent to A modulo P. Given that P and Q are distinct primes, such that we have these two congruences. A power P is congruent to A modulo Q and A power Q is congruent to A modulo P. Then we have this congruence A power PQ is congruent to A modulo PQ. This is the result. If P and Q are distinct primes satisfying these two congruences, then we have A power PQ is congruent to A modulo PQ. Okay, now we are going to prove this result, and for this we need corollary to Fermat's theorem, the statement of which is if P is a prime, then A power P is congruent to A modulo P for any integer A. This corollary we have proved in last video of Fermat's theorem. Clear? This is a statement. If P is a prime, then for any integer A power P is congruent to A modulo P. Now we are going to use this corollary in order to prove this lemma. Clear? Now we come to the proof of this lemma. Given P is a prime and AQ is an integer, A power Q is an integer. Therefore, by using above corollary, we have replacing A here by A power Q, which is again an integer. We can write this congruence as A modulo P. I can write like this. Clear? Also, we have here AQ, not A. We are replacing A by AQ. Okay. Now, also we have using this second congruence, A power Q is congruent to A modulo P. Clear? Now, A power QP is congruent to AQ modulo P and AQ is congruent to A modulo P. Now, using from these two congruences and using transitive property of congruences, I can write, therefore, using transitive property of congruences, we have A power QP is congruent to A modulo P. I can write like this. Okay. Or I can write A power PQ is congruent to A modulo P. Clear? Mark this as 1. Clear? Now again we will use this corollary. Now again Q is a prime and A power P is an integer Therefore, from above corollary, we have now replacing A by AP in the corollary. We have this is congruent to modulo Q. I can write like this. Also we have A power P is congruent to A modulo Q. Clear? We have this again using transitive property of, therefore, by using transitive property of congruences, we have A power PQ from these two is congruent to A modulo Q. Clear? Mark this as 2. Clear? Now from 1 I can write, P divides A power PQ minus A. I can write like this. Okay, and using 2 we can write, and from 2 we have Q divides A power PQ minus A using the definition of congruences. Now using the result, we have this result. If A divides C and B divides C with GCD of A and B as 1, that is if A and B are relatively prime, then we have this result, A into B will also divide C. Okay, now here we have P divides A PQ minus A and Q also divides A PQ minus A, where P and Q are distinct primes. That means they are relatively prime. Their GCD is 1. Now using this result, P divides A power PQ minus A and Q also divides A power PQ minus A. Therefore, P into Q will also divide this. And by definition, this implies A power PQ is congruent to A modulo PQ. Clear? Hence proved. Using this result, since P and Q are distinct primes, they are relatively prime, their GCD is 1. Therefore, we have A power PQ is congruent to A modulo PQ. Clear? Now, we have a remark. Converse to Fermat's theorem is not true. Converse to Fermat's theorem is not true. That is we may have A power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo P. We have this congruence without P being a prime. Clear? Means we may have this type of congruence where P is not prime. Clear? Now, let us prove this with the help of example. We want to prove converse is not true, so we will consider a example. Okay, we have this congruence. 2 power 340 is congruent to 1 modulo 341. Using this congruence, here we have 2 power 341 minus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo 341. Now comparing these two, here P is 341, means this congruence is of this form, but here P is equal to 341 is 11 into 31, that is it is not a prime. Okay, means we may have a congruence of this form. A power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo P, where P is not a prime. Okay, when we want to disprove a result, we consider a counter example to disprove the result. Okay, now here we have 2 power 340 is congruent to 1 modulo 341. Clear? Now here we have this type of congruence where P is not a prime. Okay, now we are going to prove this congruence. Clear? Here P is 11 into 31. Clear? Now we will prove this congruence. We know 2 power 10 is 1024. Clear? Now 2 power 10 is 1024 is congruent to 1 modulo 31. Since 31 divides 1023. Okay. we have this congruence. This implies we can multiply by 2 both sides. Modulo 31, that is 2 power 11 is congruent to 2 modulo 31. Clear? Now mark this as 1. Again, using this, also 2 power 10, which is 1024, is congruent to 1 modulo 11. Okay, this will imply 2 power 10 cube is congruent to 1 cube modulo 11. That is 2 power 30 is congruent to 1 modulo 11. Now multiplying 2 both sides, 2 power 31 is congruent to 2 modulo 11. Mark this as 2. Now here and from here we have 2 power 11 is congruent to 2 modulo 31 and 2 power 31 is congruent to 2 modulo 11. This is same as the lemma we have just proved. This is a power p is congruent to a modulo q and a power q is congruent to a modulo p. Okay, this is of the congruences we have seen in the lemma, previous lemma. Okay, now we are going to use that lemma. Therefore, here we have using 1 and 2, using 1 and 2 and above lemma, we have 2 into 11, 2 power 11 into 31 is congruent to 2 modulo 11 into 31. That is 2 power 341 is congruent to 2 modulo 341. Okay, or we can write 2 power 341 or 340 into 2 is congruent to 2 into 1 modulo 341. I can write like this. Okay, now since GCD of 2 and 341 is 1, therefore we can cancel out 2. Therefore 2 power 340 is congruent to 1 modulo 341. I can write like this. That is, this is of the form 2 power 341 minus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo 341. Hence proved. That is, we may have a congruence of this form modulo p where p is not prime. Clear? We may have this type of congruence where p is not prime. From this it is clear. Okay, that means we may have this type of congruence where p is not prime, means converse to Fermat's theorem is not true. Clear? Now that's it for this video. In my next video, I'm going to discuss some problems related to Fermat's theorem. If you have any queries or any suggestions, please write to me in comment box. Thank you.